All right, so what's going on, everyone? Today we are going to talk about Sofi. It's been a while, so I said let me come and speak to you all about Sofi, what we think the market's going to do. Today was a day that everyone needed to be paying attention, not just one stock. A lot of stocks in the stock market has taken a drastic, swift change to the downside. Okay, so this could be a beginning stage of us seeing a continued movement to the downside. Okay, a lot of stocks traded this way today. And when you see the majority of stocks acting this way, you got to ask yourself the question, what is the mentality of the herd? Do they know something that we don't know? Because not only in SoFi, you could look at, we did Palantir yesterday, look at Palantir's price. You can look at Rocket Lab, look at that price bar. The market ended on the low of the bar post market action, $63.23. Let's see, maybe Amazon. Look at Amazon, traded the same way. Let's look at Apple, again, traded the same way. Let's look at Rivian. Not that much, not that bad. Let's look at Neo. Again, a lot of these stocks traded the same way. Look at Intel. Okay. What else do you know? Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla, look at that. So we are entering a potential change of the sentiment of the market. The collective mind of the market is changing. This could be the beginning stage of that change. So into entering next week, definitely need to be paying attention to how stocks react. Like if we get a full return back to where we started on today's trading day, then yeah, they just waved it off. They're more confident in the stock market that they're willing to put money back on the table. If the market really does not move, or we continue to see the down move occur, then yeah, their mentality hasn't changed yet. So you can expect to see these stocks continue to go lower in price. All right. So now we did a price prediction in SoFi right here back on August 22nd. And we was looking for the market to go higher. And we anticipated that SoFi was going to at least attempt to make all-time highs or try to test the high that came in back in February 2021. It did that. So now what? That's what I'm trying to say, that don't be surprised if this stock makes a massive move to the downside. It's been 4 years since we've seen SoFi hit $30 or $28. It's been that long. The market successfully came right back around to $28. So now what? What will you expect? So for us to see this particular day happen, SoFi down 8%, you cannot see that as a surprise, because the last time we saw the market trade at $28, I mean, look at the reaction. Price didn't even stay up there long at that time. And it's just been a continued move to the downside in SoFi. That's back in 2021. So those people who bought SoFi in 2021 waited 4 years just to break even. So we can't say that the market is not playing fair, because it gave people who bought back in 2021 an opportunity to at least break even in their investment. Right? So they can't say, hey, when I came through and purchased SoFi back in 2021, I've never had an opportunity to come in at least to break even on my position. They can't say that no more, because the market came back to where you were, where you initially purchased SoFi back in 2021, and you have the opportunity to break even. Or if you didn't do it, take the chance, then you might have a minimal loss right now, being that it's at $26.45. But we went ahead and did a price prediction. 13.43% was hit right there on September 18th. Let's get rid of that. We will also get rid of these sell pockets here into the market in SoFi. And we're going to add, check this out, a new sell pocket. Okay. So actually the high in the market in SoFi was made September 22nd, 2025. And there's no wonder, it's not a coincidence. These things in the market don't happen by coincidence, by luck. These things are maneuvered, manipulated. It's chosen to go this price, to go this way. That's why when SoFi traded today, what happened? It got stuck right up there at that sell pocket. So the market gives us ample amount of opportunities to participate, to get in a position, to get out of a position. The only thing that we don't know is the timing, because this sell pocket was created back in September 23rd, 2025. Did you know the date to when price would come back to this point so you can short it, so you can sell it? Nobody knew that. But it came back today, and that's when you could have put on your sell, your short, sell some of the SoFi stock and participate and profit as price goes down. It gives you hints. It gives you clues. The market always does that. Okay. So now when you see price down 8%, we need to pay attention to, okay, where are these areas that we can suspect buyers to be? Okay, so we're going to mark this area right here as a buy point. We're going to look for these buyers to hit this area once price comes into the pocket. Now, if they're not here, that's cool. We got all these other areas that we suspect buyers to be. So we're not going to be in a rush. It's going to give us opportunity to test. The market's going to give us opportunities for we can see this test happen in real life for the bounce to occur. Now, the strength of this spread bar kind of gives you a clue if the nearest buy pocket is going to hold or not. Okay, you might get a day or so to hold this first buy pocket, but ultimately it might come to the second or third buy pocket because this is a very wide bar. The sentiment has changed. Look at SoFi on the 2. Okay, so you see this on the 2-day time frame that this isn't a bullish bar. It's still weak to the point to where I'm not that confident that this first buy pocket is going to hold. Take a look at this on the 3 then. Okay, here it is on the 4. The 4 definitely looks weak too. Now we still have 3 days and 21 hours left, but it looks weak there. Here it is on the 5. Now when you look at this on the 5, you want to combine these 3 price bars, the first one, second, and third. So out of the 3 5-day price bars, how many of them are weak? Yes, 2 of them are weak. One of them is a precursor of strength. Look at this on the weekly then. How many of these on the weekly chart are weak? I would say 2, maybe 3. I said maybe all 3 could be potentially weak, considering that this price in SoFi didn't capitalize or close higher on this weekly price bar. Okay, let's look at this on the 2 weeks. Now, one thing I want you all to look at is the volume that is coming in on these long-term charts. Okay, so just like we got weakness on this 2-weekly price bar, the market went up the next 2 weeks. We need to pay attention to that right now in SoFi because the volume also is high. Because if that occurs, then it's going to give you a different perspective that this stock is not weak, it's strong. If the next 2 weeks the market closed higher like it did on this 2-weekly price bar. So we want to be paying attention. Here it is on the 3 weeks. I don't like on the 3 weeks, not yet. Here it is on the 5. Definitely can see the price closing off the highs is indicative of selling occurring. Let's take a look at SoFi on the 11-hour chart. This is buyers right here. Okay, so I'm here to tell you right now, buyers enter the market on this last 11-hour bar. The buy pocket was created right here. Price ran up, came down. Those same buyers want to buy again, and they did because they lifted the price off of the low and brought it up there towards $26.43. So yeah, buyers came in. Now the question that we need to try to figure out is it going to last? right? Because the market moved down so fast that it could have caught people off guard, to where those people who really wanted to sell, they didn't have opportunity to. So when price lifts back up, $28, $29, it's cool. Let me go ahead and sell right now then. Let's take a look at this on the 3-hour chart. So I'm just going to show you the different perspective that you can tell buyers are in the market. Here it is on the 2. So far on the 1-hour chart. Now this is where you can tell, yes, price bounced off the first pocket, right? But this is where sellers are. So we're going to mark this area as a sell pocket. Okay. Let's look at this on the 30-minute. And this will be our next sell pocket in Sofi. Okay. Just as a reference. So when next week starts trading, look at how high the price goes. If it gets stops here, you can say we already knew that. If it gets stopped at this next sell pocket, you can say we already knew that, because we created these pockets to indicate to us that these are where sellers are. Okay. So now let's go ahead and look. I think we're going to go ahead and anticipate that Sofi is going to continue to go lower though. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and put a prediction here. And we're going to look for Sofi to go lower. Okay. First area. Again, we're not crazy. Okay. We can see that there's potential for buyers to hold this stock here, this first pocket. So with that being said, either at the high of that pocket, which is only 3.62%, I get it. It's not a lot. But we also want to preserve and protect our assets. 3.62% there, or 5.15% there. Okay, is that at the low? Let me see, that's at the low. Okay, 5.57%. We're going to target this middle buy pocket, 7.67 or 9.88, and ultimately this third pocket, 11.5% at the high to 12.5% on the low. Okay, that's definitely doable considering the spread of today's price bar in Sofi. Okay, so that's where we at. Now, the thing that, like I told you earlier, we don't know the time though. If we knew the time of when price is going to be at a certain level, certain point, certain area, we'd be filthy rich. We'll be filthy rich because we'll know when to time our entries and exits. But that's something that we cannot do yet. The moment that we figure that out, we'll be some bad people. All right. So yeah, that's all I got though. Let me know your thoughts. Make sure you maintain profit. And as always, trade different.